What's up, y'all? So today I felt like showing off and showing you how I make a bag just using one hand. A lot of people been asking me how do I still sew just using my one hand since my stroke. So today I decided I'm going to make a little video for y'all. Now, don't mind my ashy hands, okay? My lotion finish, so leave me alone. So here I'm about to cut this fabric using my electric razor. My electric cutter. This thing comes in handy. I don't have to do too much. It glides right through the fabric. All I have to do is mark it so I'm able to follow the lines. Once I got everything cut up, I take it to the ironing board so I could get everything nice, flat, and ironed. It's important to iron your fabric when you're sewing so you could get the true size. I should have ironed it before I cut it, but I did it after, and I'm going to cut it again. That little piece I'm ironing, that's the little handle for the bag. That little piece is going to go around your wrist. This took a little bit of time because I wanted to make sure it was perfect. I wanted to make sure that all the nice crease was in there and it'll be easier for me to sew. Once that was done, I started ironing the liner. That's the part that's going to be inside of the bag. I wanted to line the bag because I wanted it to look really neat and clean. For some reason, this was very difficult to iron. It took me so long to get the creases out. And then I started ironing the main fabric for the bag. So I'm just putting the main fabric on top of the liner just to get an even cut. I think this fabric is so cute. I've had this little piece for such a long time, I did not know what I wanted to do with it. But today I decided, you know what? I'm going to make a little bag out of this because I didn't want it to go to waste. Once everything matches, as you can see, I'm cutting. I pinned it down first. Getting my sewing machine ready. You have to sew both pieces separately. Most people sew it together and just flip it inside out, but no, I gotta be difficult and sew each piece individually. But the next one I make, because I'm going to do this again, I'm going to sew both pieces together because the measurement was so off. Even though I ironed everything down, I still had problems with the measurements. So here I'm showing you how I get the square bottom. So I have to fold the edges like a triangle. And of course, I'm marking it with a pencil. And as you can see, I'm sewing the edge. After it's sewn, I cut it off. And I use the piece that I cut off to measure the other side to make sure I cut everything even. And that's what it looks like after I've done sewing and cutting off the edges. So now it's time to do the main fabric. I gotta pin it down so it stay in place and stay even. The same thing I did to the liner is exactly the same thing I'm doing to the main fabric. Y'all, this part was so hard. I did it the wrong way twice. And I had to stop and just pause the video and figure it out and do it all over again till I got it right. This is what I finally got it right. And then I remembered I wanted to do the bag with a flap. Once I'm done like pinning the sides, I'm making sure the lines match. This is when I realized I wanted to do a flap on the bag. So, but that's okay because I came up with a different idea. I just keep making mistakes. This was not easy. So I had some extra, I had the extra piece from the bag, so I decided I'm going to use that to make the flap. So I'm just getting the proper measurements. Of course, you got to iron that bad boy down. I need to find the center. So that's why I folded in half and ironed it. Now I have the liner because everything has to match. Pinning it down, of course. The pinning always takes the longest because just trying to pin the fabric with one hand and not catch anything else with it is a little bit difficult. So it takes a little bit longer. right sides together and sew. So I know the skip to the bag is complete, but my camera got full and I didn't notice that it was not recording. So by the time I noticed, I was done making the bag. This is me trying to put the snap on, but I had to call for reinforcements because I couldn't put the snap on with one hand. So I had to call for Tori to come help me. It gave us such a hard time, only to realize that the snaps are not that strong and the fabric was pretty thick, so it does not work on this fabric. So it just aggravated me. So I'm just gonna leave it alone and then replace the snap or the closure with something else. But for now, we were just struggling trying to put it together. We wasted so much time on that. We didn't know what we were doing. This is my first time using the snap thingamajig. So here we are. I decided to give up. I had a little bit of extra fabric, so I made a little pocket to put on the inside of the bag. Yeah, this is me trying to snap it and it's just not working. So this is a better view of the pocket. I put a lighter in there just so you could see how big the pocket is. The pocket could hold like 3 lighters. And that's the finished product. I currently have a pin holding it closed because tomorrow I'm just going to change out and sew on a snap. I was already irritated and I was over the bag and I wanted to be done. Hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.